Well, if you're wondering what the median house price in most Australian cities buys you in a car, it's the Rolls Royce Ghost, around $620-something thousand, plus all the cool bespoke options you can get. We're going to take it for a drive, so if you want to see this and a whole lot more, click subscribe, click like, and you'll get them all as we do them here at EFTM. I mean, I don't think I can speak like I normally would in a video. The whole idea of the Rolls Royce is to whisper, not shout. But bloody hell, it's just magnificent, really. So with a 6.75 litre V12 engine up front, you would normally expect a big honking sound, but here inside the cabin of the brand new Rolls Royce Ghost, I can barely hear that the thing's running. But there's enough there for me to know that it's running, there's enough there for me to know when it's being pushed, and there's enough there for me to hear things that are going on around me. If someone beeps the horn, I'm gonna hear it. It's not like it's a complete noise cancelling situation in here. But by God, they've done everything to quieten the cabin of what was already a quiet car in the original Ghost. I drove the Ghost Series 2 probably 5 years ago. My kids were much younger. We put car seats in the back. We determined that it was the ultimate family car. This suits exactly the people that Rolls-Royce intended for. I guess the uber crazy, ultra wealthy are gonna go for the Phantom. They're gonna go for the top of the line, everything you can get Rolls-Royce. But this car's dedicated and created for the young entrepreneur, the startup, the successful, I guess, young business person, man or woman. And it's been tuned to that effect so that it's essentially very, very plain. Terrible word to use for a Rolls Royce, but the reason it's plain is because they want you to be able to bespoke configure this car to suit you. These twisty bits in low mode, because Rolls Royce don't have a sport mode, they have a low mode which gives you a little bit more punch on the accelerator, holds the gears a bit better, and it also communicates more consistently, more regularly with the satellite navigation to know the road ahead. It feels bloody lovely. But I still feel like I'm floating. That's the great thing about it. It was a really dynamic little squirt through some twists and turns there, but you know, felt like I'm still in a Rolls Royce. It's not a sports car by any measure, but there's this post-opulence to it. So I'm going to try a few of these corners in standard mode, perhaps approaching it with a little bit less aggression. Imagine we're out heading down to the boat for the weekend. I've got a little bit of a hill here. We're going to whack it in low mode and we're going to give it full welly. Oi, 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 oi. I mean, this is a car they've built that's very different to the original Ghost because it's made to be driven as much as it's made to be ridden in. So this is as much a driver's car as it is a passenger's car. And I can feel that. I feel really connected to this car, while I don't feel completely connected to the road because of the beautiful Rolls-Royce engineering that says, do you know what? I don't want to feel every bump. The suspension in this car is so advanced, they've dampened the dampeners, okay? So your chances of feeling much is very low. And it is sheer beautiful engineering, beautiful stitching. It's everything at the utmost quality, as you would expect in a $628,000 car or something like that. And that's the standard Ghost, plus your bespoke fittings, whatever you choose, in the starlight formations, the colors of this and the pinstriping on the side, whatever you choose, those things are all obviously going to cost more. And then there's the extended wheelbase version, which costs you around $740,000. But the thing here is, I gotta say, just chilling out, sitting back, listening to Farnham, driving, it's beautiful. They say funny things to you at these launches. They say you're going to be more relaxed when you get out of the car. Crap, I'm more relaxed already. I just feel chilled. These seats, okay, so these seats, they look like they're a foot thick. And you compare that to something like a Volvo, which has these super thin seats because they want to maximize space in the back. These seats are made to be comfortable, they're made to be quiet, they're made to be sat in, and I just love the feeling of being in a Rolls Royce. Now it still floats. I've got to be honest, my first and most lasting memory of the original Rolls Royce Ghost I drove was that it floated. It really felt just majestic, and this is the same. There's a feeling like you're driving on clouds here, but I'm still in complete control. It's quite a strange feeling to turn through corners at speed in something worth so much, something that weighs so much, and something that's so big. But I mean, it would be a beautiful weekend drive, but it's also pretty sweet around the streets. But of course, as an owner of a Rolls Royce, you could also take advantage of hiring your own staff, like James here, it's really Neil, to take you where you need to go and get some work done at the same time. They've got a nice little table back here, which is perfect. I've tested, I've been doing some laptop work here, but of course, it's just a simple button push away. And once that's gone, I'll put my seat back, have a relax, let Neil do all the work. If you want the true definition of luxury, try the headliner. Shooting stars, it's a star formation, there's thousands of lights up here, and every now and then, a little shooting star appears, just because. The design overall has been not changed, but refined. So it still looks like a Ghost, but all the little elements have been just edged off. So the hard edges, there used to be a couple of creases down the side, now there's just one. They've smoothed off everything. It's kind of like they've just rounded in a lot of the car to simplify it. The grille isn't as tall as it was on the original, and there's illumination behind the grille for nighttime. It's just so many little things. Like that Spirit of Ecstasy badge up front used to be on its own piece of metal, and then the bonnet opened behind it. Now, it's still in its own kind of island, but the bonnet opens around it. Little things like that just blow your mind. Up front, we got wireless Apple CarPlay, as you would hope and expect in a $600,000 car, plus all the bells and whistles of satellite navigation, though no wireless charging. It's got to be 0.1% off, right? We've got a head-up display which is clear and crisp and actually sits at a really good eye line, and these dials are part analog, part digital, so they're real circles filled with a digital screen and digital hands on the dials, so kind of a mixture of everything. But it's really all these little things like these air conditioning vent pulls that they don't just click in and out, they pull gently. There's just such beauty to every part of it, and you know, there's nothing that you could fault in this car, which is obviously why you would buy a Rolls Royce. Now look, I know none of this is going to be for me or you, but it's kind of nice to see how the other half live. And you know, it's nice to dream, because I got to tell you, if I won millions and millions of dollars in lotto, damn straight I'd want a Rolls Royce. I'd want a Rolls Royce somewhere so that I could take it on those drives. This would be a beautiful, beautiful country and weekend drive. Sure, you'd rack up some Ks, but it'd feel great, every single one of them. I mean, it's hard to argue that Rolls-Royce do things that are subtle, because it does stand out on the road. It's an enormous piece of machinery, but just some of the things about this car, as I said, a V12 engine. Now, I haven't mentioned four-wheel drive and four-wheel steering. So at low speed, the rear wheels turn in opposite directions to the front to give you that tight turning circle. At high speed, they turn at the same direction as the front wheels to give you that more accuracy, say on a freeway merge. It's quite stunning, the little things they do for the driver, and I think that's the critical thing I've felt today is this is a car for the driver. This is a Rolls Royce built for that person that's done very, very well and wants to enjoy the drive. Yeah, I sat in the back for a while, but I'll be honest, it was frustrating as all. Heck, Neil's a good driver, but I just wanted to get up front again. That low mode, or sport mode as I'm going to call it, absolutely feels sensational, but still gives you that feeling of a light and fluffy drive across the clouds of roads, no matter what style of road, a beautiful freeway road or a bit of a dodgy Aussie B road. The Rolls Royce Ghost, out of all of our price ranges, but still something to dream about.